Hello there. I meant to change the shirt, but anyway, I'm Scotty. You're not. Welcome to day 2 of Birth Month, and we're talking about the Hot Wheels World Race. Yes, coming out in 2003 to celebrate the 35th anniversary of Hot Wheels, which is now 55 years. 2003 is also the year I started working for Cedar Valley. I was 16 when this came out. And the funny thing is, we rented this for my brother to watch because he had Hot Wheels and cars with that, so we thought it'd be cool. I was the one that ended up getting into it. We rented it, and I ended up buying it, as you can see. So I was the one that got into it, not him. I'm not a car guy. You guys know that. I'm not. But it tells the story of Burt Wheeler, a 16-year-old, and you have to keep reminding yourself that throughout the entire damn film. He's 16. He's only 16. He's only 16. Just saying. Who gets his driver's license and immediately is thrust into this world of racing for Dr. Peter Tesla to try to track down this thing called the Wheel of Power. But there is also villains on their way, the evil Z36, which is weird because I'm now 36. I'll be 37 soon, you know. But I turned 36 20 years after this, so... Yeah. And who is being led by evil Galorum, which is not a fucking name, but anyway. Not a name, it sounds like a motor oil. Get new Galorum, fast acting. You know. But yeah. And so, if you know, they have to find the Wheel of Power with $5 million on the line. So Burt, as I mentioned, is only 16 years old. A fact you have to keep reminding yourself throughout the film, like I said, because there's so much that happens in this movie, and you have to keep saying when it happens to him, he's only 16. He's only 16. So he turns 16. It's his birthday, and his dad, the asshole that his dad is, it decides, I'm going to go to the military and do my job instead of spending time with my son. Keep in mind that while declaring he's going to do this, he is lecturing his son about only caring about himself. Hey, Pot, this is the kettle. Hello? Yeah, he's sitting there lecturing Burt. He's like, well, Dad, I want you to come with me to get my driver's test. Well, it's not all about you, Burt. You can't only care about yourself. And I'm sitting there going, hello? You are doing the exact same thing by choosing your job over your own son. You are lecturing your son on something you are doing yourself. Bad father. Bad father. Bad. Bad father. Bad. Bad. Well, of course, he takes off. So Burt has to go take his driver's license test alone. And most unbelievably, they tell him he has a perfect score. Bullshit. No one gets a perfect score. Bullshit. No one. I mean, I never took a driver's test, but I'm pretty sure no one ever has got a perfect score in their driver's test. They're really trying to make this kid seem perfect in driving. And literally minutes after him getting his driver's license, a nice, pristine Dior 2 vehicle is in his driveway. I know what it is. His driveway with a message from Peter Tesla to come join the world race. Tesla's not much a better person than the dad. He's going to endanger a 16-year-old, a minor, who just got his driver's license. And that is why they said he got a perfect score, so they can justify Tesla choosing him. Otherwise, why the hell would you choose a 16-year-old? It makes no sense. But again, he is thrust into this world of racers who are mostly adults. I'm guessing that, like, Marky and Lonnie are the only ones who aren't fully adults. They look teenage-like. But we meet the main members, Brian Kadim, Banji Castillo, who up till today I would have told you was voiced by Reno Romano, but it's not, but it sounds like him. Kurt Wilde and Taro Kitano. Those are the 5 main guys that you want to know. There's also Marky and Kurt's bud Alex. Alec. Not Alex, Alec. And Kurt's little brother, Lonnie. Lonnie's the girl. Kurt's little brother, Marky, and then Lonnie. But, and Bert's whole thing at the beginning of this is that he's not part of the team. He's a team of 1, right? So, I'm watching him to get this, and I'm going, oh my God, did they make it that obvious he's going to have to be on a team? I'm just saying. So, Tesla talks to them. Tells them, hey, we're going to have a race. And whoever wins gets $5 million. But I want to get this thing called the Wheel of Power. So they do the first race. Right? And there's a bunch of other people there. There are 5 different types of cars. There are the street breed cars, which is Kurt's type of cars. There is the Dune Rats cars, which is Brian's type of car. There is the Big LT's probably yelling at me right now. The Wave Rippers, which I keep on wanting to not say Wave Riders, because, legends. But the Wave Rippers, which is Vert and Lonnie's cars. And then there is the Scorcher car, which is Taro's car. And I don't remember what Banji's car is. The weird thing is I thought Banji was Italian, because Castillo is an Italian name, right? Castillo. But he's not Italian. He says hermano and some Spanish things. I don't know. But, yeah. So they do the race. And in the middle of the race, a mysterious black car that mysteriously, intriguingly, looks like Kurt's car, but black, being driven by this Z36, comes in and causes trouble. And wouldn't you know it, Kurt wins the race. How did he do that? I mean, no. I wouldn't have thought. I wonder how he did that. It's baffling, really. So Kurt wins the first race, and then the next day there's a second race. That race ends in a tie when Banji and Taro go through the thing at the same time. Not Banji. Brian and Taro, excuse me. Banji and Vert are left behind. Yeah, that ends in a tie with Z36 interfering, and we also meet this mysterious woman. But it's during this that Z36 is revealed to be Kurt Wilde. No! By the way, it's after the first race that teams are put together, and of course, Vert is chosen to lead a team. I have a team of 1. But no, he puts his team together, choosing Marky, Lonnie, Alec, and Kurt's little brother, Marky. I don't know any of the other team members. Those are the ones that they push on us. And that's the second race with the teams. And to be honest, it gets a little more confusing when they add more team members to the group. I don't know. But yeah, Kurt's revealed to be Z36. Who would have thought that the car that looked just like Kurt's car was actually Kurt's car? The only thing I have a problem with, and I don't know if they confirm, if they reveal it in Acceleracers or Battle Force 5 or whatever, so they did continue after this, but how did Kurt even get talked into this? He's just working for them. I don't understand. Like, we're led to believe that Kurt is selfish, but they never give us a reason why he's working for Galorum. No. So now we're in the final leg of the race, and I'm breezing through the racing stuff because honestly, this movie is over an hour and a half, and it feels longer than that. Now, when this was released originally on TV, it was in 5 separate episodes. And it feels like 5 episodes smooshed together into one big feature. But, no. So we get to the third race, and honestly, this is the one where I felt like, okay, we're spreading this out too much. So they do the race, and they get there. Like they find what they think is the wheel of power. Brian puts it on the back of his car. Not in a cockpit with him, but in the back of his car, has it bungee strapped to the back of his. Why? Why? Because you know it's gonna fall off, and it does. But then he goes back and gets it, and others follow, except for Banji and Taro, because they're smart. And then Vert tells, no, Wave Rippers, they're not following. That's not the real wheel. Well, of course it's not. We got like an hour left of this bullshit. So yeah, so when they drive through, it disappears from Brian's car. So, yeah, it wasn't the real one. And we're not done with the race because we're now just on the second leg of the race. Because we got an hour left of this bitch. Basically. So, yeah. Now we learn more about Brian, how he wants to help his people. He has a weird vision of a blind dude. I don't know. And Kurt is starting to have issues with Galorum because her people want to hurt humans. So he's going to be a bad guy, but he doesn't want to hurt anyone, at least about his own brother. But of course, we find out that they're not actually human, including Galorum. They're robots. Are they supposed to be like descendants of the Accelerons? Because I don't know what they're supposed to be. They're just robots. I don't know. But it's during the final leg of the race that Kurt has a change of heart. Well, not quite yet. They get the wheel. They have this big race and they get the wheel. All right. And they take it back to the real world. And this is when, really honestly, I facepalm so hard because Kurt has a meeting with Galorum after this and says, I'm done. I'm not working for you anymore. And she's like, oh, we don't need you anymore. Now that this is in the real world, we needed humans to take it from Highway 35, but now that it's here in the real world, we can take it. And I went, so why didn't you just wait until they brought it to the real world? Why did you need Kurt to bring it to you? Do you see my point here? Why? Why did you need to hire Kurt to take the wheel, to steal the wheel? If you could have just waited for them to come back and take it yourself. What is the point? Because this thing is over an hour and a half long. We gotta fill runtime, that's why. Honestly, this could have been 3 parts if you took out all the bullshit. Right? Think about this. It's 3 parts. The first part is the first race. The second part is the second race. And you do the third part. Maybe make it 4 parts. You do the third part. You think you're done. And then, boom, we're introduced to the villains. Then, right? Then you can have your mysterious racer showing up. Or you can have Kurt being a little more aggressive. Who knows? Maybe not even have him be a part of it. I don't know. But then have the villains show up during the end of the third one and try to go after the wheel. Then have the third part trying to return the wheel. Yeah, because with about 20 minutes left of this picture, of this movie, we are now told, oh, it's too powerful to keep in the real world, so we know we got to return it back. Because it's over, and I think they try to make you think that Tesla is actually the villain, because after he gets it, he locks himself inside the lab and tells them, here's your $5 billion, you can go. Vert wins the last race, by the way. And, because of course he does. And so, I think they're trying to make you think he's a bad guy, but he's not. He's just studying this thing. Highway 35 is now closed because the Wheel of Power is no longer in it. So the question is, how did they get back in? Like, they decided, well, we have to return it. Well, that's cool. But how did they get back in? It just opens. Plot convenience. I don't know. So, yes, they have to return it back to where they got it. Because I don't know. It's stupid. It really is stupid. And I feel like I'm going to get cracked by Big LT for being so harsh on this, but I don't care. By the way, this is a video game. They released for the PS2 and the GameCube, and he had the GameCube version. Was it GameCube? Yeah, it wasn't 64, it was GameCube. Yeah, he had a GameCube version. Probably still does. And we know how this goes. They decide they're all going to work together now, including Kurt, who saves Vert. Kurt and Vert. And they put the wheel back. And they defeat Galorm and her people, except for Galorm's not completely gone. And then they return back to the real world, right? They're like, okay, we can race here anytime we want. We can race now. And he's like, no, I gotta go talk to my dad. And so as soon as he comes back, his dad is like right there. Apparently his dad showed up, found out his son was racing. And now Vert is grounded. Worst father ever. First of all, okay, you berate your son for doing something you go and do yourself, which is being selfish and only thinking of yourself. And you go and do it, but you berate your son for doing it. Right? You're absent the entire fucking movie from your son's life. Your son then does this, races and learns a lesson and does what you told him to do. Now you're grounded. This father is the worst father ever. I'm sorry. He sucks. He sucks. He sucks. He sucks. And it ends with them, the dad pushing the Nitrox 2 button, because nitrous oxide or NOS, this was probably taken by the Fast and the Furious franchise at this point, which, by the way, Too Fast and Furious came out the same year and is a better film, I believe. I mean, that film actually had a budget. But yeah. Yeah, because this is a fully CGI animated film. A fully CGI animated film in 2003 that wasn't released by DreamWorks, Disney, or Blue Sky Studios. Yikes. Some, like, when they smile, you just go, Hee. Like, there's a part where Galorm smiles, and I'm just like, yeah, stop it. No. They too many times when they smile, I'm just like, no, go away. No, stop it. It's freaky. It's uncanny. This was, artists and entertainment. They don't have budgets. So, yeah, it was, and I know, back at this point, Ice Age, the first Ice Age wasn't brilliantly animated like it is now. And even back then, Pixar wasn't, as good as it is now. Watch the first Toy Story, and now watch Toy Story 4 and try to say how different and drastic the animation is. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, this was direct-to-video CGI animation by Artists and Entertainment. Yikes. Best thing in this, though, is the song Hot by Smash Mouth. Rest in peace. The lead singer. I don't remember his name, sorry. But, yeah, it's a good song. Plays at the end credits and then I don't know what that is. The menu, I'm giving this the middle of the road. Was fitting for a car movie about cars. It's just, I don't know. It went down for me. It went down for me. I understand the lessons they're trying to teach the kids, like, work together, be a team. But when you have the father berating his son to do this, while also only thinking of himself and his job, it just sends mixed signals, you know what I mean? And you can argue that maybe Tesla was doing the same thing. He was thinking about getting this, it's a source of unlimited clean energy or something like that. And he was kind of just thinking of himself in the situation and has to give it back. I think we could, maybe if there was like inhabitants of this Highway 35, of this world, that needed it more, I don't know, bigger stakes, I don't know. But it's fine for what it is. So, what are your thoughts on Hot Wheels World Race? Leave me in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.